Well, hi, I'm Somer Hackley.
And I am Zen Mac, and this is The Art of Search, the art of hiring in the age of AI.
Yes, and welcome to our guest today, Nisha Paliwal. Well, Nisha, so great to see you. How are you?
Thank you so much. It's nice to connect with you always. And Zen, we are all
Yes,
Zen.
I know we're all Zen. I know. We'll have to ramp it up for the podcast listeners. So Zen, I'm so glad to introduce you to Nisha. So she is an author. She's a visionary technologist. She's a lifelong learner, and she has this mission to bring human-centered thinking to everything that she does. So she's been an entrepreneur. She's been a CTO, an admired senior tech leader for top financial institutions. She's been referred to me like so many times. And she's currently working on different ways of generating value from data and AI. And it's a lot in finance, also in nonprofit. And she's building this, it's really cool. I'm sure we'll get into it, a scalable platform for mentoring women. And she's also exploring new ways of leveraging AI to scale diversity, inclusion, and belonging. And she always brings it back to people, to human interaction and values, which I absolutely love. So Nisha, we're happy to dive in. Are you ready?
Yes, absolutely. Let's go.
All
I,
right.
l- I love the topic too, because in the age of hiring and AI, that's exactly where the interaction of human processes, human connections, but then kind of leveraging the power of the technology. So if I can just kind of jump right in with AI, like where do you see people putting a lot of effort and energy using AI in recruiting that might be displaced, in your opinion?
I can't say displaced yet because recruiting Zen is like, if I look at the recruiting life cycle, there's so many steps, right? All the way from, if I look at it from a candidate perspective, it's writing the resume, preparing for interviews, showing up, so many steps. But if I
Mm-hmm.
look at it from your angle or Somer's angle, there are so many others, right? You go build relationship to even get the rec. Then you talk about, okay, who is in the industry looking for, or, find that match. And then, of course, yourself screening through right type of skill sets. There's just so much opportunity for this technology, especially for people who do it at scale, all of these
Mm-hmm.
things, and bringing value to, of course, both side of the equation, right? The hiring manager as well as the candidate who's getting hired. And now with post COVID, I would say the global nature of what we do is
Mm-hmm.
also extremely daunting for humans, right? And that's where I think something like AI can just really break what we have been, I call it siloed, right? Thinking.
Yeah.
So, like US only hiring for US, that's not the case, right? India hiring for US, UK, you are in Australia, so Australia hiring for, it's just continent barriers are breaking and just so much to do in this
Mm-hmm.
time that we are living in. Just fascinating when I think of the whole life cycle.
Yeah.
I love that. And I know you're such a natural connector. Like you just know lots of folks and you're always making introductions and people are always thinking of you in return. And I'm curious, and I know at Wings for Growth, which we were chatting about before we started recording, you've been pairing mentors and mentees for years. So I'm curious how you think about you being a natural connector, this matching, and yeah, any stories of where that matching has just been so amazing, but then also how AI is now playing into all this.
Yeah, no, as we speak, we are working on the next iteration. October 30th is the big reveal. And in fact, Zen,
Yeah.
you will like it that the whole thing is all about the Wings universe, which is your
Oh,
background too.
yeah.
And even the naming of the app and all has been around that. So when we look at the constellation like that, right, like again, back to that global nature of it, uh, one of the biggest challenge in the mentor-mentee matching has been it's a very manual and a tedious work. Reason is mentee says, this is my goal. Mentor says, this is my superpower. You can't just connect the two. Right? You have to really understand when mentee says, this is my goal. Like, for example, let's take executive presence. If your goal is executive presence, my goal is executive. We know it's different, right? Based on the person. So you have to understand that. And then from the mentor side, if I say my superpower is connecting, your superpower is connecting, there's so much drill down that you need, right?
Mm.
So this human in the loop, as we call it, is so daunting manual task. And now let's we take global nature of what we are trying to do, which is mentoring anyone, anywhere, anytime. This is where the power of AI will come in, right? Once we teach all these logistics to a model, I'm
Mm.
hoping we can take it from very manual tasks to be highly automated and also very intuitive way to match people and be 24/7, be it always there, right? Like all those things are possible now. And I'm very excited for the app we will be launching very soon.
That's really cool. So would it be then taking in what somebody might be wanting to be mentored on and having that as some kind of an input that then goes into the model, and then the output could be, here's a mentor that specializes in this, here's a mentor that specializes in that, something along those lines?
Exactly. So you get three matches today, at least the app is you get three matches based on certain scoring criteria of that whole logic.
Yep.
But we are right now porting actually our CEO's brain as we speak, Varsha's
Yep.
brain into this logic because she's been
Mm.
doing it for a decade,
Yeah.
but extremely manual.
Mm-hmm,
and
mm-hmm.
and we used to be only catering women sober, but we are opening it to anyone, anywhere, anytime. That's our
That's
tagline
great.
even. And so the goal is anybody, right? I mean, just this morning my husband was asking, hey, there's this data science student, can you mentor her?
Mm,
Exactly that, right? And this type of request I get so many in a week. I wish I can just give that app to everybody and say, okay, I'm at it, right? And then I can match. Of course, being a nonprofit, you also know, right? Like the resources are so limited. So, people have to, of course, be dedicated to this cause and come out. I'm sure everybody will be ready to, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
And let me ask you a quick follow-up. So I know that you just light up and have this passion about this topic, and I'm curious where does that come from? Do you have some personal experiences that have
Yeah.
led to this?
Yeah, definitely, right? So personal, professional. I actually lost my elder sister about 9 years ago, and that time, it was like, okay, what are we living for? Life is only one life. And if today was the last day, I started asking that question a long time back. If today is the last day, what would I regret not being able to get done, right? And so I created this professional as well as personal mission that I want to really impact one person every day. So the goal is only one, Somer. It's not millions. It's not the constellation for me. But that purpose has led to meeting Varsha, who's the nonprofit. Actually, I'm part of three nonprofits, not one, because of that mission. Because with Varsha, we used to focus on only the women who are ready for executive level. Then Bullion Girls is in the Virginia region, who focus on young girls and preparing them. But now with this mission that we have, anywhere, anyone, anytime, it's reaching that level that I would be so excited to be part of till I live. If today is the last day, that's the question, right?
That's pretty powerful to be able to build this engine or this matching system that can connect people that really are looking, or sometimes you don't even know, right? You know, you need something. Where can I get access to that? And this engine that can help me connect with people that can help me on things I don't even know I might need to work on. So that's going to be really interesting to see how the system inputs and then learns what. The other piece of it is that you'll find out what people really identify as their weaknesses that they're looking for mentorship on, and that'll be a whole different aspect of what you might be building in your platform, which is really cool. And I can see how this connects to recruiting, right? It's very similar motion of you're somebody who's looking for a job or somebody who's looking for someone to do a job in your organization, and having that engine be able to match the skill set. But the challenge I find is how do you turn those asks and wants into something that's universal? Because sometimes what I define as I need help with math, right? There's still so many different ways to identify what part of math are you asking for. I need someone to help me manage other humans because I'm a new manager and I need to learn how to do a one-on-one. But my definition of what a good manager is may not be the same as my mentor's definition of what a good manager is, and then right. So how do you think about that from a structured matching point of view?
Yeah, I think that's where the art of being able to ask the right question. In fact, just day before or something, like I was playing in my lab with this Excel. Excel has now enabled agents, right? Now,
Yes.
now, with this system that the whole AI and agentic system we have been looking at, it's not going to be just about automation of the task. It's going to be about this critical thinking and the ability to ask the right question, right? And we say
Yeah.
that, right? Even in, like you say, in recruiting. And Somar and I recently were talking about one particular rec she brought to my attention, and this ability to ask the right type of questions so that you're responding with the right, because it's always in the audience head of what they want to receive. So I think this agentic systems also are going to get so powerful that the types of questions it will intriguingly ask me, I will be
Mm,
more prepared for that interview, right? It's not going to be just Q&A, but it's also like, are you prepared to answer these types of questions? So I'm really looking forward to, I was playing with this, like I said, Excel agent, and it was throwing
Yeah.
me a bunch of questions I don't think I would have generally thought of, which
Hmm.
is which is a fascinating way to interact, right? And more agentic systems will be able to do. Today, I think we are still at the automation level, which is
Mm.
fair because we are still learning and the systems are still learning. But I
Yep.
think soon what I'm excited about is how will it get to that, again, Varsha's brain, which I have done all this work for many years, is like, but the ability for humans to understand, right? Even back to
Yeah.
the exact presence, right? One of the things I was always weak on is reading the room.
Hmm.
My thing is, can AI teach me how to read the room? And especially interview now over Zoom. Can
Yeah.
AI help me read the Zoom, the person taking my interview? How will that world look like?
wow.
I mean, the imaginations are endless, right? Is the question is how far we are from a tech and how we can enable, some of this technology. I'm
Oh,
excited what is possible.
Wow.
that's super cool.
Yeah, I haven't thought about that. Now you're making like, what if I had something on my screen like you're talking too fast, you're talking too much, they're not with you on that thing. You're like, what? It's just I
Exactly.
can't even imagine. Okay, well
Or like
let's
it reads micro movements in the
yes,
interviewer's responses. Yeah.
Yes,
that's
thinking cap. I actually many years ago I attended one of the hackathons and we said, can we build a thinking cap which can read the brain's wave and say, okay, hey, I know what Zen is thinking right now. That is that too dangerous? Is that I don't know, right? Literally,
You, but
what is so
please
much
tell me.
thinking?
I don't even know what I'm thinking.
right. I'm gonna go back to phone screens. Anyway.
I
um,
love it.
so as we wrap up, what do you think is the big teaching or theme or lesson learned or what you want to leave folks with, around when you think AI, future of hiring, even this mentor mentee relationship, anything you'd want to share and leave folks with?
Yeah, I think there are the three words I would say: learn, but unlearn, and relearn. And you can
Hmm.
really re-say the same words: relearn, unlearn, learn as many times as you want, because it's going to be cyclical. I
Hmm.
think what I'm learning today, I really challenge, because I don't think this will be the same tomorrow. And I've seen that. Even simple thing like Copilot Server, which I use on a daily basis, I feel like, oh, I did all this tutorial only to realize something else, right? So I think this is going to continue no matter recruiting, definitely, interviewing process, how we hire people, whether I am on the hiring side or I am on the interviewing side. This is going to be a continuous loop of learning, unlearning, and relearning. And some days, even though my value system is learning so much, I get so exhausted. I'm like, it's endless. But I think what we need to train our brain is how not to get exhausted. And it's okay.
Hmm.
it's okay to unlearn what we learn. But human brains is very hard to do, right? I don't know about you. Any habit, it's so hard to unlearn. Oh, I just finished learning. What are you saying? It's out of date.
Yeah. It has to
I
marinate and really be a part of your habits and your DNA. So yeah, I'm with you. I consider myself pretty old school, but I keep learning, unlearning, and yeah, things are constantly evolving. So yeah, I love that. All right, anything else, Zen, or anything else from you, Nisha?
No, it was nice chatting with you, but this topic is, of course, we can talk endless.
I know. We could talk forever. All right. Well, until next time. It was so great to see you today. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you. Thank you, Zed from New Zealand.
Thank you.
All right. Bye.
Bye for now.
Bye.